Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Here I am. This is me. This is it. This is what you're getting when you're waking up in the morning. I know. It's an illusion. I'm okay with it. So today I am testing out a new foundation at the drugstore. This has been out now. Well, you can find it on pre-packs at the drugstore in Canada. It will be, I think, coming on the wall in January. So this is the new Revlon Photoready Insta-Filter foundation. I love Insta-Filters. So if this can make me look like I'm Insta-Filtered while walking around, I'm liking it. I also have 3 other color correcting pens, which I have not tried out. And then I also have their new setting spray, which I used yesterday and I really do like it. I think the mist on it is very nice. So I'm just going to apply, let you know my thoughts and opinions. I'm going to wear it throughout the day. Okay, so the first step I already put my moisturizer on, already done all of that. So now we're going to prime. So first we're gonna go in with the Revlon Youth Effects Fill and Blur Forehead Primer. I actually really do like this. I've had this now for a while. So what you're going to do is you're gonna want to apply this if you have any fine lines in your forehead. Apparently you don't wanna go with the line, you wanna go opposite of the line. So you're gonna wanna go down and not across, unless your forehead wrinkles are this way, then you're gonna wanna go that way. So what you do is you just paint it on, and then you kind of pat it and let it dry. But I do find this does make a difference. I actually like their face primer with that line. The only thing is it doesn't last long. You don't get a lot of product, so that's the only downfall with that. I'm gonna go in with my regular primer just to give it a fair shot because I use this every day. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. I've been so dry this last week, so this is gonna really help moisturize everything. And then I always take a little bit of a pore filling primer. So today I'm taking the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer. I know, it's a lot. I just use 3 primers. First world problems. But it's okay, I have it, I'm gonna use it. I'm just gonna take it a little bit on my fingers, and all I do is I work it into my area of my nose. That's where I have pores. I like to just press the product in all around the nose, like so. So now if I'm color correcting, I guess we gotta do that first. So I'm actually gonna use the peach over top of my foundation because I like to use it after I'm done that step, and then I'll put my concealer over top. I'm obsessed with the Pixi Dark Circle Peach Corrector. I've gone through 3 of them. I use it every single day. I do not miss a day. I love the way it blends. I love the way it covers. So let's see if this is a good alternative. Okay, so let's start with the green. And it comes out pretty quickly, not like some of them you have to turn for 55 times. This one comes out pretty good. Maybe not, it just farted. I don't know what happened, not working. Take it back. It needs some twisting. Okay, so here we go. So I have a little redness. I always get redness around here, here, chin. I don't know, that's pretty much my red areas today. So the texture is feeling very lightweight, definitely. I'm going to start to blend that in. It definitely does a nice job at hiding the redness without looking overly green. It's a very thin texture, which is what I like. I don't like anything too thick because then it can start to make you look cakey. So the green did do a good job. Now this purple shade is supposed to be brightening. I'm just gonna put a little bit here. I don't know. Go a little bit right here. I think it brightened a little bit. I like the texture of them. Texture is very light and it's not sticky. I do like that. Okay, so let's just get into the foundation. If you're new to my channel, my skin type is combination. I get oily in my T-zone, and the rest of my face is pretty much normal. I get the occasional breakout, so that is my skin type. I have the color 240 medium beige, and it just says shake well before use, twist base to dispense foundation. And I know you're supposed to apply it with this brush thing. I'm gonna try one side of my face applying it with this thing. The sponge on here does not hold bacteria. I heard some people on the internet saying that, you know, they probably won't use it because it's going to be full of bacteria, but the sponge that they chose, it does not hold any bacteria. So that is a positive if you do like the sponge. So I have the product on the applicator. Oh, it's runny. It is definitely a runny formula. So I'm going to start to apply it with the sponge they give you. This is actually a good color for me right now. It's has a yellow undertone. It's not too dark. I think the sponge is definitely working. I think it's a cool idea. I just think that it's pretty time consuming. Okay, so that's pretty much one half of my face done with the sponge thing. Now all I'm gonna do is squirt some out and use my wet damp beauty blender, which I like better just because, first of all, it's way easier to spread. It's not as time consuming. I was actually worried that you don't get a lot of foundation in this just because I thought it was one of those gimmicky things and it would like rip you off with the amount, but you actually get 27 mil, which is pretty standard. You get 30 mil in a regular foundation, so it's not that far off. So that's good. I can definitely tell you I like the side that I applied with my sponge. I feel like it looks more skin-like. It was way easier to use. This side obviously it does look good. I just find it almost looks a little bit dry or something, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more with my sponge. I like the coverage better with the sponge. I would say the coverage on this is definitely a medium coverage. It's a thin texture. It's not a thick foundation, so if you like a thin foundation, that is good. I do find though it's clinging to anywhere that I have a little bit of dryness. Just a little bit. Like my texture is looking a little bit more pronounced than my favorite foundations that I wear. So if you have any like texture problems like in the middle of my eyebrows, I feel like I have a little bit of texture there. So I feel like it's standing out a little bit more to me, but I think I like it. It's a very thin application, which hopefully will last all day on my skin. It's just a little bit, I almost want to say drying. Doesn't feel dry. It doesn't make your skin feel dry, but it just sucks. Wherever you have dry patches or any texture problems, it's gonna like cling to it. So if you do have dry skin, I'm not too sure, but for me, I'm a little bit oilier, so maybe we'll see throughout the day. Next, I'm gonna go in with my peach corrector. So this is a step that I do not skip. People ask me all the time, how do I cover my dark circles? I've tried every concealer. It's not the concealer. You need to invest in a peach corrector. Use your concealers. Your concealers are probably fine for the most part. I'm telling you, you need the peach corrector. It makes the difference. So I'm going to apply how I would normally apply my peach corrector. This is about the same color as the Pixie one that I use. It's a nice thin texture. It's a good brightening product. I just think that the other one that I like does a little bit more. Like, see how that right there is like super bright? But that's not blended in. I feel like the Pixie one makes my eyes look like that after it's blended. So this one might need a little bit more layering. It's a little bit thinner. And the texture is definitely good. It's not too thick or anything, so that's good. But I just don't think it's as brightening as my other. So I'm just gonna finish the rest of my makeup off camera, and I'll come back in, check in, and I'll see. Okay, I am back. So I finished my whole face, and now I'm going to set it. I did set it after I applied all my foundation and everything. I did do a set because my face was feeling tight. I love this stuff. This stuff is amazing. Number one, let's just give it a spray first. The mist on this is super, super, super fine. It sprays perfectly and evenly. The only downfall with this is I wish it was bigger. It is only 56 mil. The Smashbox water, for instance, is 116 mil. This will not last me long, and I have a feeling, I don't know, because I was sent this, I have a feeling this probably will cost about $20. So it's gonna be pricey. But the mist on it is amazing. It contains witch hazel, so it's great if you are oilier. It also contains apple, watermelon, and I don't even think that there is alcohol in this spray. Pretty sure there's no alcohol in here. So if you're looking for an alcohol-free setting spray, I'm pretty sure this will do the trick. It makes your skin feel really nice. It doesn't leave any watermarks on your face. You know the drill. I noticed too, after I applied my foundation, the finish on it is pretty much matte. It pretty much dries down matte, which I like in a foundation. I don't like dewy, so that for me is really excellent. It's looking seamless on my face. The rest of my products that I applied over top worked perfectly. I had no problems blending it or anything like that. I am having a little bit of darkness here, which I don't like as much. I feel like the peach corrector, it's okay. It's just really thin and it doesn't do a whole lot of brightening. But so far, I'm really, really liking the foundation. And I forgot how much I love the Revlon Youth Effects Blurring Forehead Primer, because this stuff, I'm telling you it works. I don't have deep lines on my forehead. I do have 2 fine lines across the top of my forehead. This almost diminishes them. It is amazing. So that's excellent. I'm also noticing I'm not having any major lines in my laugh lines. So especially this one here, usually if the foundation, some foundations will like set heavily in there and I get this like major crease. So as of right now, I don't have that. It's very, very faint, which is great. And so far, so good. So the time right now is 11:09. And I'm going out to my mom's house. I'm gonna be cooking dinner. So I'll probably bring my camera with me and I will do check-ins and let you know how the foundation is lasting on my face. But so far, so good. Okay, so I'm checking in at my mom's house. It is now 3:32. I have not blotted my face at all or put any powder on whatsoever. And I can tell you that so far, so good. I hardly have any oil. I have a tiny bit of oil on my nose and a tiny bit on my forehead, but it hasn't separated yet. I have a little bit of wear around my nose, but that is because I have a lot of times my nose waters and that's just a whole nother scenario. But the most part, I just have some oil here, but the rest of my face and my T-zone is pretty good. It's intact. It's looking good. I can't complain. I'm not overly oily and I haven't even used powder. So far, so good. 9:04 at night. 9:04. I've not blotted my face one time. Not once. Not powdered. 0. And I'm gonna tell you something. This foundation is awesome. I really do like it. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do, but I do think it's excellent. Obviously in my nose, I am definitely shiny. It needs to be powdered. It's wearing off a bit, but it hasn't separated yet. It is oily, but it has not separated on the nose. The underneath part of my nose, I do have a runny nose all the time. And it has come off a bit, but not anything actually major, to be quite honest with you. My chin and my forehead, my chin actually held up. It's pretty decent. It's good for not powdering at all. My forehead definitely got a little bit oily throughout the night, and it started to wear a bit more up here. Kind of started to separate a little bit more around my hairline up here. Okay, so this will be the end of my video. I really did enjoy this foundation. Surprisingly, I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did. My skin type is combination, so it definitely worked good on my skin. I think if you have a little bit more of a drier skin type, you might have a little bit of difficulty with it just because it doesn't have a lot of moisture in it. It dries down to a matte finish, and I find if you have any texture on your face, it probably will show. So I think it's better for more of an oily to a combination skin, but I really did enjoy this. I can see myself picking this up in the new year, and overall, I really do like it. So if you found this review helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.